Hi, good morning. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor. I'm glad you joined me. This is a great Monday morning. If you look outside out of my windows, you will see beautiful sunshine, but it's 44 degrees, so it's kind of cold. Hey, I wanted to talk today about something that, in fact, I'm going to cover the next 5 days. We're going to cover the topic of leadership and how you can become a better leader. And I'm going to be following the steps in my book, which is called You Can Lead. And we are going to go through a lot of different things that are just basics about leadership, but are very important because I feel, and the reason why I wrote the book is because I felt that there are no more leaders being developed. We are having a lot of political things. We're having people push political agendas, but they're not pushing the principles of leadership, of ethics and morals and determination, and trying to do better in their job and trying to enthuse others to do better in their job. So that is something that I feel really important. That's why I wrote the book. Way, way long time ago, when I first started my business, I was at the point where I wanted to start a business where I could help other individuals or other companies. So I set up a company, and it was called Lodging Company at that time. And I wanted to take on projects that no one else wanted to take on. So I took on projects that people said, I don't want to do this. I'm just not skilled to do this. They didn't even try. In other words, they did not even try. So I took on the project. One of my big projects was consolidating the financial statements of about 17 different companies worldwide. I had a client that had owned 50% of the shipping container industry worldwide. So we had offices in New Zealand, in Australia, in Africa, in Ireland, in England. I mean, they were all over the world. But they had bought, the man that owned the company bought about 7 different companies worldwide. So then we had to put everything together and try to figure out where we were on a financial basis, because they had no financial reporting going on, just bits and pieces. So they brought me in, they said, listen, we really need for you to set up a consolidated financial reporting scheme for our company to use. So I sat there, and at that time we had Excel, and we did everything in Excel. And then I designed the whole package of how we were going to report the consolidated reporting schedule based on company, based on the US dollar, and then also looking at the amount of containers that were sitting there and the price per square inch, the price per square foot within that container. No one else wanted to do it, but I said, okay, sure, I'll do it. So I sat down and I designed this whole consolidated reporting system, as their company was trying to bring up a new accounting system on their side. But so I took the initiative and I started to work with every office worldwide, every office that needed to report financial reporting. And we set up a way that they could report. They had their, let's say if they were in Hong Kong, they reported in Hong Kong dollars, and then it transferred over whatever the Wall Street rate was for the US dollar, and put it that way. Then we had various categories of how we were going to report it, how we were going to report it, when we were going to report it, how many days after the month end closing would we have this consolidated financial report, so that management could continue to look at it on a daily basis and make good financial decisions. So I did that. I took it on, and we did the whole thing. Not only did I do the financial reporting, but we also did the budgeting, so that we could compare budgeting against actual and make adjustments, management adjustments along the way. Excuse me. The purpose of that story is never say no to something that you're not familiar with. Take it on, and do it, and do it with gusto. The key word there is gusto, because if you do it with gusto, you are going to learn so much. You're going to know how the company operates. You're going to know how things happen down at the shipping docks. You're going to know what happens when they pack those containers. You're going to know how long it takes to get from point A to point B. You know all the customs issues. You know what the expenses are associated with that. You dig in and you study that industry as much as you possibly can. And so that's what I did. And then the next project that I took on was for an electronics company that had manufacturing plants all around the world. They brought me in, I prepared the financial statements, I did the consolidated work on it, and we went from there. But I wasn't afraid to take on projects. I have taken on so many different projects for in the entertainment industry, of setting up corporations, of doing the full taxation of these businesses, doing the financial analysis of it, things that I really have truly begun to love to do. And then finally, after solving people's problems, I became a business mediator so I could resolve all of the business differences within businesses and also externally with clients and customers and the like. My point is, don't be afraid to take on something that you know nothing about, because you have the ability to study it quickly, understand the industry, ask the right questions, talk to the right people, and get to a solution that you can move the company forward or move even yourself forward, because sometimes ourselves, we need movement also. So in the end, even to this day, I'm still taking on projects. I just took on a project where I formed a home health corporation in California for a client, did the full Medicare and everything, wrote all the policies, did the website for them. I did everything for them. I took on a project that I didn't know home health all that much, but I do now. I know it from the financial standpoint and from the operations standpoint. So I am truly, in fact, all the companies that I've started, the real estate company I started, the home health, not the home health, but the healthcare staffing company, the nursing review school that we started. Well, we had a whole bunch of different companies, but I did it because I wanted to learn. And if you are willing to learn, if you're willing to delve into the aspects that you are not familiar with and you need to become familiar with, you will advance yourself and you will advance your company. You will advance your expertise, and people all over the world will want you at some point in time. So just remember, it's not just what you know, it's but what you're going to learn. And you have to continue to focus on that every single day. Learning is an important aspect of leadership. So we're going to continue on with some of our good leadership skills. And we're going to be going through this book, You Can Lead. And we're going to go page by page, maybe, and talk about what I feel is good in leadership. Listen, if you have a business question, send it to me at thebusinessadvisor@gmail.com. Or if you would like to sit down and talk with me in a confidential manner, you can go to my website at www.lodge-co.com, and you can book an appointment with me online. Listen, I love leadership. I love business. As I told you once before, I was a nerd when I was a kid. When I was a little kid, I was reading the Wall Street Journal and all the business magazines I could get my hands on just so that I could learn, because I wanted to be a businessman when I grew up. I wish I would grow up. This is Mike Lodge. I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.